Thank you so much for deciding to start your morning with us. I saw the phone lines blinking furiously. Not too sure we'll have time for the Voice of the People segment, but I'll do my best. I do have some music greats in the studio this morning, and we're still celebrating and enjoying Ghana Month right here on 3FM 92.7. Bessa Simons is a legendary high life musician and the president of Musica. I've also got, when I saw the name, I thought, who is this? I only know them by a different name, but Enoch Nanaya Odro Eje, popularly known as Trigmatic, award-winning musician, is also in the studio. Gentlemen, good morning. How are we doing?
We're great.
It's Ghana Month, so we're focusing also on Ghanaian music. And we know Ghanaian musicians make such sweet, sweet music, so it's been quite the pleasure indulging in all the faves. But how are we doing this morning, and how has the year started?
Well, I mean, I think it's a very lovely morning today. And being the month of March, everything is about Ghana.
That's right.
Ghana music, Ghana clothes, Ghana food, everything. And so that is what we are doing. And I'm here with my younger brother, Trigmatic the Great.
Trigmatic the Great. Trig, how's it going? How's the year started out?
Well, I think pretty well. It's been tough and well, because when you have so many things to do, sometimes it's enjoyable, but it can also be hectic.
Okay.
But it's nice. It's a beautiful day, just like Uncle Bessa said. Beautiful day, beautiful year. It started well with some good work. So I think it's going to continue like that.
Amazing stuff. And you guys walked into the end of that political cacophony that where we have the pleasure of listening to each and every morning. But Bessa, I come to you because there's some exciting stuff happening for the month of Ghana Month, which is March. And if you're watching us on Facebook, you'll see that flyer up. Talk to us. What exactly is happening?
Okay, so what it is the whole of March, Musica with other partners, we've come together to put so many activities together. We've done health screening, we've done play more African music, but I must say all the radio stations have done really well. They've played more Ghanaian music, and people are getting used to our music, which is good. So now we are left with 3 activities. The first one is African Music Business Dialogue, which Musica is collaborating with Trigmatic, and that will be coming on tomorrow. So he will tell us about that.
Okay.
And then Saturday we're having a live music by upcoming musicians who are playing with live bands, because we want the young musicians to get into playing with live bands, because that gives you the longevity in the music business. So on Saturday we will have this at the Gold Coast. Gold Coast restaurant.
It's not far from us here at all.
No, just down here.
Just down here. Yeah.
So we're having that. So these up and coming musicians, brilliant talents will be playing, and we will have again Trigmatic and Keche, supporting them and encouraging them, giving them hope, to be. And then the one you just saw before this, we're having an authentic music night at Plus 233.
So it's back up. It's the authentic high life night.
That's right. And we're raising funds for the Aged Musicians Welfare Fund, and you can tell a group of artists also there. I can see myself somewhere there.
Yes.
We have Amanziba, Na Manua, Asabia Cropper, and Kenteman, Pauline Odro, Pat Thomas, Martin Kansam, Akwabwa, Kobna, no Cham Kwame.
These are some heavyweights, of course.
And that will be on the 30th.
Okay.
And we were going to have a musician's time with God on the 31st, but we've postponed it to the 7th of April. And that will be when musicians will come together to thank God for how far He's brought us.
Amazing stuff. I like the theme of what's happening on the 30th to raise funds for the aged musicians, because sometimes we see how some of our greats end up, which is different in other jurisdictions where, you know, their legends are able to collect all manner of royalties. They're still active, they're still working, they're still being booked, and we don't really see that sometimes. I think that's a wonderful way to not only celebrate our aged musicians, but to also support them. You know, we all need that extra knuckle fuel to keep us going. Very necessary. Amazing stuff. So Trig, you'll be giving us a dialogue, business, music. Talk to us.
Thank you. The African Music Business Dialogue is basically a convention of music business entrepreneurs and stakeholders. The reason being, we all enjoy the music, and just like you said a few seconds ago, sometimes the musicians themselves suffer, and it's only because bookkeeping is not an easy task, and we haven't highlighted or maybe identified so many of the partners that we can work with. I think music is one, or maybe the only industry where we can work with everybody, where the music fraternity can work with people from the health sector, banking sector, all walks of life. And so it's important to bring all those partners together, have discussions, look at the new era as well, because as much as we touch on history, we have to look at how far music has gone, and Ghana cannot be the only center of the conversation. We have to look at a global conversation. We need to look at a global play. However, our musicians are represented heavily by Musica, and so it was necessary to partner with agencies like that in a spirit of collaboration, so that when we're having this conversation, we have the people of interest there, the people who matter, and the people we are talking about are also going to be there. And so we have people from across Africa. My good friend, Dr. Lawrence, is from Sierra Leone. We have Sheila Kashumba from Uganda. I have David Akwara from Nigeria, who's a filmmaker and also uses music for his stuff. So many people. Michelle Mackenzie from Urban Inclusion. We have M. Ekong, who's partly Ghanaian and Nigerian as well. Delasi, so many music entrepreneurs, and then also agencies. So it's very important that musicians listening should come by for networking, because we need the people who fund these things, and they're going to be there. They're going to be there to hear what we have to say, what our industry looks like, and how much they should pump in. I was in Nigeria not too long ago for Omniverse, something similar as the dialogue, and it was beautiful, the kind of conversations that were had there and the connections that were established. We're hoping that come tomorrow, same will happen. People will go back home smiling and having that hope that our music is, because now the attention is on Africa.
That's right.
And so Africans must start addressing African issues by themselves, in the spirit of collaboration, just as other trade unions are looking with AFTA. We must have our own thing, because what AFTA is seeking to do, musicians are already doing it. We're already collaborating with musicians from all across Africa. That's without any struggle, but even the other trades are struggling with trade barriers and all of that. And so it's about time we had our own convention where we can discuss our issues, expand our issues, and take it to the next level.
Amazing stuff. And you say there'll be a real opportunity to network. So it's the African Music Business Dialogue, and the topic is going to be music distribution and monetization in the digital age. So GIPC, 4th floor, the conference room cantonments. Next to, how do we say this? Huawei. I never know how to pronounce it. Huawei. Yes. Okay, some education there. It's happening tomorrow, 9 a.m. sharp. And these are conversations that are much needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So make sure you're there.
Yeah, I think all musicians, whether A-list or B-list, should, endeavor to come, because sometimes when you think you know it all, then you get to hear something that you are missing, a missing link that you really need. And I think this is one of the dialogues that, will help musicians who are in Ghana, because we have other people also bringing theirs.
Right.
So once we put it together, And like Trick said, now it's about Africa. So if you stay in your corner in Ghana, you have to open up.
Okay.
Cross borders. And I think this is what this is going to bring.
And you say this is the ingredients we need to propel the music forward. What do we make of the new music coming from our young musicians? Are we liking what we hear across the board?
Well,
okay.
Well, for me, yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
Because you don't expect music to remain as it is. It must evolve. I mean, however, we don't have to totally neglect the very beginnings and the authenticity of what our sound is, or what we represent, or what we stand for. I mean, you can't touch jazz for what it is. You can't touch blues for what it is. However, there's been songs that has been borrowed from that genre, and people have used it, transformed it through many ways. I mean, hip hop has gone through many journeys, just like and so. I mean, when you look at hip life, I mean, this year hip life is 30 years.
Oh, I see.
I mean, it was birthed out of high life music and a fusion of high life music. I think fusion is good. I mean, you see what the young guys are doing. Fusion is good, but I just want to say that we must have a high sense of identity. It's very important. If you have that, it shows in your music. I mean, we all know that Nigeria is producing a lot of musicians and a lot of music, which is very trendy. However, the identity is there. When you hear a South African music, you know it's from South Africa.
That's right.
When you hear Zimbabwean music, you know it's from Zimbabwe. And so we must have that sense of identity and know where it's, and it must show in the music, whether it's hip hop, rap, whatever it is. I mean, just represent who you are, because when you do that, you're able to express yourself even better. It
Absolutely.
doesn't. As for the genres, me, I'm fine. I think experimenting with music is beautiful. I mean, I'm hoping to do something with Uncle Bessa's songs and on what have you.
Exciting stuff.
You know,
You're teasing us here.
Yeah. And we actually performed before.
yes.
Okay.
We actually performed quite a number of times. Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, but I think the young musicians are doing very well, because it's not easy for them, but they've done very well. And we are in the fusion era.
That's right.
I mean, if you listen to George Darko during his time, you know,
may his soul rest in peace.
Perfect
His
peace.
soul rest in
I mean, he came through High Life and did the Burger High Life thing,
Yeah.
which is still very relevant.
That's right.
So I'm talking about High Life. I don't want the young ones to shy away from saying, I play High Life music, because whatever you do is embedded in you. You listen to it when you were growing. When you sing, I hear Ghanaian singing, I know straight away he's a Ghanaian. Because, our accents,
That's
our contours are all different, you know. So we cannot share, but having that identity as an African high life musician put you above, different countries. Because when you go outside our borders, it's about high life.
That's right.
You know, so I want people to get into it. And they are doing beautiful high life music. And you will see this year awards, you see how high life will sail through. So I think they're doing well, and we should encourage them.
Absolutely.
You know, to do better.
I think this is a conversation we can certainly expand. Maybe after all of the festivities are done, we can come back and connect with some younger musicians and chart the way forward. Ghanaians make such brilliant music. The whole world must hear it. But the activities, you can check them out on our socials, and you know where to be at what time. Some very fantastic stuff coming up by way of Musica. But let me say a very big thank you to my guest this morning, Enoch Nanayao Odro Eje. Very powerful name, aka Trigmatic, award-winning musician, came through. And of course, legendary high life musician, Mr. Bessa Simons, and Musica president representing here this morning. A pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so
very
much.